Hey, so this is gonna be my final video on the Cornish cross broilers and raising them at high altitude. So it's kind of my conclusion. Obviously, I don't have any pictures of birds or updates because they are all in the freezer and they've been there for a bit. But I wanted to go over the pros and cons of raising them and talk about if I would do it again next year. So let's start with the pros. So one big pro is taking responsibility for our food, being self-sufficient, and teaching our son the value of his food, that is a life that's sacrificed for him to eat. So not wasting that meat and just cherishing that food that's nourishing his body. Such a big important thing in our world where you can just go get meat at the grocery store and you don't know where it came from, you don't know how it was treated, you don't know anything about this. It's just there. There's such a disconnect. So that would be my number one reason for the pros of doing this. It's a great source of meat is another pro. Like I kind of talked about, you know where it came from, you know how it was treated, you know the care and the level of respect these birds received. So that was a really big pro for me as well. I have a little cheat sheet down here, so I might be looking down there. That's what I'm doing. All right, processing for me was a great experience. Never done Cornish cross broilers, so that was really fun for me to learn that process, and it was surprisingly easy. I thought it was going to be so much harder, but it was a lot easier. Now, don't get me wrong, it is very time consuming. So you do have to set aside a good chunk of time, and your life kind of revolves around these birds, you know? So that was just a great experience for me. And then, of course, number one reason, teaching Kai to be self-efficient, appreciate his food, and grow in love of this lifestyle. The cons, I would say it was a lot of hands-on with these birds at high altitude. Now, people that are at lower altitude might have an easier time than we did. Granted, we had a lot of things happen. We had coccidia, we had a bear, you know, we were shuffling our birds in and out during the day and night, trying to make sure they're safe. It was a lot of hard work. There's no way to go around that. But if you don't mind that sort of thing, or if it kind of excites you, then it won't be an issue. The other con I found was the feeding 12 hours on, 12 hours off. That was surprisingly time consuming. And I had to set an alarm every morning, 6 a.m., and every night, 6 p.m., to go out there and get that food or to give it to them. So it was kind of a lot. Where with my egg layers, I can just put it out there and they eat when they're hungry, and I don't have to worry about them gaining too much weight because they're fine at this high altitude. But these Cornish cross broilers, it was really important to monitor that and keep track of that. The last con that I could think of was that they are a lot more work than my egg layers. As chicks, they're more work. As, you know, growing up was more work. Predators seem to enjoy those birds a lot more and go for them. I don't know if it's because they're so short and squatty. They just look like they can't move very fast and easy target. I'm not sure. But it was definitely a lot more hands-on and more work than the egg layers. So in conclusion, I will definitely be doing this again. Even though it was a lot of work and everything, like I said, some people enjoy that, and some people enjoy producing their own food and feeding their families. And I'm definitely one of those people. So have my egg layers, you know, everything's going smooth with them. Next step, broilers. And I think that's just a natural progression when you're raising livestock, or well, maybe not livestock because there's all different types, but definitely with chickens and poultry and stuff like that. So I'll be doing it again next year, and hopefully things go a lot smoother because we have taken so much action on predators, making sure it's all proofed, and just learning the process of everything, like the care level and the processing of the bird itself and how to be more efficient. So it was definitely a learning experience, and me and my family really enjoyed it. So we'll be doing it again. So if you're like us and enjoy that sort of thing, I think this might be for you too.
Yeah, what's your name? Oh, you don't like me?
First night out in the A-frame. Let's check on these chickies. Hi, babies. Hi. It's about 12:30 at night, and my chicken coop is right there. There's a black bear trying to get into it. I was throwing rocks at it, so I got this little pile lined up for if he comes back. He already came back twice. So it looks like I'm not gonna be sleeping tonight. But thank goodness for loud dogs. Well, last night the bear came by again and tore open our chicken coop. We also got about a foot of snow at least out here. But thankfully our little chickies were safe in the garage because I knew that stupid bear was gonna come back. So I put down some of the bedding. I just kind of throw chunks and piles everywhere. These guys will spread it out for you. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is today?
It's processing day.
Yay! You can try yours.
I can't. It's too tiny. It's too tiny. So is this hot? No.
No, that's fine. That's good.
Mmm.
What do you think, Kai?
That's good.